was alive during the Blazers playoff series against Memphis, and we are excited about great things to come. It's CJ McCollum joining us. CJ, appreciate the time. I know you're back east, a little later back there, but thanks for coming on the show.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for having me on.
And by the way, I know you Sirius XM guy, NBA stuff, your own show. You want to be, you're into broadcasting, journalism. This show goes all summer, and Monday nights, 6 o'clock. Anytime you want to come in and host, co-host, anything, it's all yours.
Okay. Now, I think I'm going to take you guys up on that this year. Last year I said I was going to come in, but never ended up happening. But I'll be back in June for workouts, so
and
get up there.
You can get rich on what we're going to pay you.
How much are we talking here?
Well, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
CJ, congratulations on I know you're a team guy, so you're not going to celebrate anything that happened in the playoffs, but your series against Memphis and the way things went, we talked about it in the first segment. It's one thing for a guy to come out and do it one game and kind of surprise the team when he's not on the scouting report, not part of the game plan. But for Dave Yeager to come out after Game 3 and talk about your effectiveness and really talk about game planning to stop you, and then to see what you did in Game 4 and then 33 in Game 5, explain that. I mean, what went right for you in those playoff games, especially? I mean, opportunity, I guess, obvious is the obvious answer there, but talk about your series and talk about your success.
I think, obviously, initially, the series started off kind of shaky for not only myself, but the team. We didn't shoot particularly well in those first few games on the road, and I think we had a lot of good looks. I know myself personally, I had a lot of great looks, didn't finish well around the rim, and I think it kind of just snowballed through the rest of the team. Everybody was struggling to hit shots, and I think that affected us defensively. But I think once we got home, we got settled in, and we began to check out the film and kind of see where we could get our looks at. And I just continued to get reps. I think we got more confidence offensively, and that carried over to the defensive end. And more specific for me, I think just trying to stay aggressive, making sure that I'm taking advantage of fast break opportunities, and just continue to just put my head down and try to make something happen. I think that's the biggest thing. Obviously, we didn't come away with the result we wanted collectively throughout the series, but it's good to have some positive momentum heading into the summer. But in my mind, I did what I was supposed to do: take advantage of an opportunity, take advantage of scoring opportunities, and just continue to work hard and make sure that it transfers over to the game.
We'll talk a little later about you in the Summer League. But let's stay on this series that's about to start, because you're an NBA guy that plays a position. How will Jason Terry check Curry? If you had that job that you were going to check Curry, that'll be Jason Terry's job. Now, they'll put Ariza on him too, I'm sure, at some time. But can Jason Terry even think about checking Curry? Because Curry's a lot like you. You can get your own shot. Curry gets his own shot.
Yeah, I think Jason Terry obviously has a tough cover heading into this matchup, but I think the sleeper pick is Patrick Beverley. I know he got his cast off recently, and he's going to try some different wrist wear or hand wear, whatever he broke, and I'm sure he's going to try his best to play in the game. So Jason Terry might be off the hook, but if he's not, I think the biggest thing for him is to just try to make things difficult for Steph, try to make him drive, because obviously I think he averaged over 10 3-point attempts per game in that last series, and he hits at a ridiculous clip from there. So just make him drive, make him be a driver passer, and just hope for the best.
Are you copying your game a little bit after Curry, or is Curry too close to your age for you to copy his game? Is he one of the best at getting a shot off in the NBA right now?
Absolutely. I don't care about the X factor. I'm just a student of the game, trying to learn and better myself. So I have no shame in saying I steal his moves, I steal Dame's moves. I watch film on all those guys and just try to add what I can to help myself become a better player. But I think he's one of the better guys in the NBA getting his shot off, just because of his ability to play on the ball, play off the ball. Obviously, he has a nice floater. His paint finishing is improved, and he has unlimited range from three. So I definitely watch his game and study it, and study a lot of other guys in the league as well.
CJ, it seemed like about halfway through the season, maybe even 3/4 of the way through the season, there was a a confidence light maybe that went on with you, whereas we'd see you drive in and maybe look for your teammates and try to defer, and then all of a sudden you started looking for your own a little bit, and your game just dramatically changed. And we talked about your scoring in the playoffs and your performance in games 3, 4, and 5 in the series. What was it? Was it coach talking to you? Was it one of your teammates talking to you who said, don't be so careful about always deferring. Go get yours. Help us out. Did something like that happen?
Yeah, I think it was a combination of things. Honestly, the coaching staff does a great job of encouraging us, and obviously I work very closely with our staff, with BZ, with Tibbs. Even I do a lot of shooting drills with Jay, and he's always challenging me to, become a better shooter and just take advantage of opportunities. I think that's what I did. But the biggest thing, for me personally, was early on. I was just trying not to make mistakes. I was trying to play perfect basketball, and that's not my game. My style is to be aggressive, to try to make plays and to try to create something and have an impact in the game. I think I was getting away from that, and I was becoming a shell of myself. So my family was always in my ear and telling me, there's a reason why I was drafted, and that if I don't play my game, I'm going to find myself, trying to find a job somewhere. So, my thing was that I'm going to either go out swinging my way or hit that home run playing my way. And I think it eventually worked out, and I found a balance between, when to pass, when to shoot, when to attack, and just what Coach Dodd says is the biggest thing for me is just simplifying the game, just making a decision and sticking with it once I make it, just trusting my instinct.
I'll tell you, CJ, playing NBA basketball pays a lot better than broadcasters. and I know you're interested in broadcasting, but hold that off for a few years. Stay in that NBA. Now, Summer League. Is this part of trying to make improvements? What do you need to work on? Because there'll be a lot of guys shooting for you. You're kind of the big cheese of the Summer League as far as, at the end of the year, you were the man against Conley scoring 33 that last game. So there'll be a lot of guys going after you. So what are you planning on working on? And is there a little pressure on you with all these guys coming after you?
No, for starters, I am not the man. I'm just one of many men on this team in the NBA. Just want to clarify that.
All right.
And secondly, I'm just trying to work on my game and just trying to get better at the things I'm good at and just continue to work on weaknesses. I'm not trying to impress anyone or anything like that. And everybody's good at things for a reason. And I think a lot of guys get lost in the NBA trying to do things they're not good at. You just continue to master the things you're good at. Continue to fine-tune things. Obviously, I'm a good shooter, so I'll continue to work on my shooting, continue to work on my floater, get better at getting my shot off in less dribbles and just becoming more efficient with my movements, and I'll take it from there. But I'm not sure I'll be playing in Summer League. I will be working out with the team, but to my knowledge, I'll be in Vegas, so I'm going to have a camp. I'm running in Canton, Ohio, but I'll be around the team as much as possible, but I don't believe I'll be playing any of the games.
Oh, okay. Well, CJ, your ability to finish at the rim is something that I think surprised some people. Not you, obviously, but especially against a great defense in Memphis. Physical-wise, how do you look at adding to your frame and building muscle and all that? Some guys don't want to necessarily do that. They think it takes away from their quickness. How do you approach this off-season in the weight room? I mean, are you trying to get a lot bigger, add muscle? Did it show you anything late? Is there anything you feel like you couldn't do that maybe some muscle would help you do, or do you kind of like where you're at now?
I like where I'm at now, but I think there's room for improvement. I think, me, DK, Todd, the staff will sit down and we'll go over a game plan once I get back in June. And I think one of the biggest things I have to do is continue to improve my leg strength. I think obviously that helps you gain weight when your legs get stronger and you continue to lift on your legs and make that a point of emphasis. But I think that'll help me with my explosiveness, finishing around the rim. It'll help me defensively on guarding guys and chasing guys and just becoming quicker laterally. And then obviously the core strength is huge in the NBA. And I think Steph Curry, he has a really good core. Russell Westbrook, obviously a more explosive player. His core is ridiculous in terms of his strength, his ability to change direction, his ability to guard multiple positions, his ability to post up and finish around the rim. I think it's come through a lot of leg lift and a lot of core focus, and then obviously upper body stuff will help, but I want to make the lower body a point of emphasis.
So a guy like Prigioni, when he checks Chris Paul, if he checked you next year, you'd blow right by him with your new strength, right?
I think I blow by him with my old strength.
I like it. I like the confidence too. Yeah. CJ, one or two more things. We'll let you go here. Going into a summer like this, we're going to talk about a lot of the perspective changes and free agents, and there's change on the horizon perhaps. We don't know who's going to be back, who won't. Is it unsettling for you as a member of this team to go into a summer like this, or can you shut all that out and just do what you can control and act on the things you can improve on and let all that other stuff work itself out?
Yeah, I think it's the latter. I think that, as a player, your job is to play. Your job is to perform when your numbers call. Your job is to prepare in the summertime and work on your game and get better. So, obviously you hear this stuff, but it's just white noise. It doesn't affect me as an individual because regardless of who's back with our team, regardless of who we draft, I'm going to work on my game the same way, and I'm going to come back a better player ready to help out regardless of what we have and what we don't have. So I think that, it just depends on the player's mindset, but my mindset is to just get better and to go back and do the things I've been doing throughout my entire life in terms of working out, watching film and listening to the staff and the strength and conditioning and just come back a better player, and then everything else will fall into place.
CJ, I know it was disappointing the end of the season, but you were terrific there in the latter part of that playoff series, and great things are on the horizon, and the fans are pulling for you, and we appreciate it. And, hey, when you get back into town, shoot me a text. The set is yours. You can sit down, you can host, you can co-host, you can do whatever you want.
Now that you're the big cheese.
Oh, man, I'm not no big cheese. I'm just pepper jack or cheddar.
Yeah, that's right.
Like that.
Okay.
Thanks, CJ. Travel safely back to Portland soon, and we'll talk to you real soon.
All right, appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
All right, CJ McCollum, our guest here on Trailblazers Courtside. Great to catch up with him and talk about and kind of relive his moments from the playoff series. And interesting to hear when you hear guys what they feel like what they have to work on over the summers.